Welcome to the best thing since sliced bread. Welcome to PTV. I am your host with the most highlight buttered toast, the P to the Y to the R to the O. It's your boy Pyro. We're here, right now for PTV 98, and as you can see, things are a little bit different. I'm on the screen, yo, and that's because I am here to deliver you some Wrestlemania predictions. Because as of Monday, I am adding wrestling content to the channel. That is right, PTV 99 will be a look at the last week in wrestling. Wow. And we will run from the Raw before all the way up to Wrestlemania Sunday. But that is a job for Monday. And then, just so you know, a week on Wednesday, it'll be wrestling on Wednesdays. And we'll be starting our week with AEW. Because the WWE can start their week with Smackdown. I can start mine with Dynamite, damn it. But without any further ado, let's roll right into those WrestleMania predictions. I will be including the WrestleMania Smackdown special. Sorry, I don't understand how WrestleMania is over 2 days and they still couldn't fit all the matches into that big old card. But what have you. I know as of this video's point of airing, Smackdown would have aired last night, but I've been a busy boy and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to make predictions and don't give me no spoilers, but can't spoil it, because by the time you've seen it, I'll have watched it, because this will be uploaded. Whatever. Time travel is funny. But let's roll right into it. So with the WrestleMania Smackdown special, there were 2 matches that matter. 2 matches. Count them. First up, we got the Fatal 4-Way. Right there. Between the Alpha Academy, the Street Profits, the Mysterios, and their dirty dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. This match should be a lot of fun. They've had some back and forth, ran around over the last few weeks, but I think we're going to have us a feel-good moment to kick off WrestleMania weekend, and I think the Mysterios are going to take down some SmackDown Tag Team titles, and we're going to have us a father-son Tag Team Champion duo. From there, we have the only other match that matters on SmackDown, and that is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale. There are some people in it. You can see them up there. I need to get used to pointing over the right shoulder. It's up there, over my left shoulder. Directions are funny. It's my first time on cam. Give me a break. Who do I think is going to win this match? I'm going to go with Shinsuke Nakamura, unless Jimmy Uso's in it. Not Jay, Jimmy. If Jimmy makes a return for this match, Jimmy Uso. But otherwise, Shinsuke Nakamura. Alright, that's WrestleMania Smackdown. Taken care of. Let's roll into WrestleMania itself with Night 1, which is happening tonight in a matter of time. There's no watch on my wrist. It's all for the show. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, let's look at the matches we know. So, we have got Tag Team Turmoil, and that is seeing the teams of Naomi and Lana, Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, Natalya and Tamina, and the Riot Squad going head to head, the winners of which will get a women's tag team title shot on WrestleMania Night 2 against Shania. I can see this coming down to the team of Tamina and Natalya and the team of Lana and Naomi, but ultimately, I think Lana and Naomi will win it. There's more storytelling there. I reckon that's probably the direction they're going to go. But I do also think that something else will happen with that match on Night 2, but I'll get into that in a moment. We got Seth Rollins versus Cesaro in Cesaro's first ever singles match on WrestleMania, because apparently pre-shows don't count. I see Cesaro taking this. Seth is undefeated at every WrestleMania, except for the one that he got a loss in, but he also got a win on it because he did the Heist of the Century, but he has a win on the same card as a loss. So there hasn't been a WrestleMania that he hasn't had a win on until now. Cesaro, swing him at least 37 times, maybe 100. Cesaro for the win. Then we've got Miz and Morrison versus Bad Bunny and Damian Priest. Straight up, I see this going to Bad Bunny and Team Priest. Then we have the match of Brains versus Braun. We got Shane O'Mac versus Braun Strowman. Am I the only one who's noticed that this is basically the same build as Shane McMahon versus Big Show 2001, leading up to their last man standing match. You know, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Strowman should win this. If Strowman doesn't win this, it's all kind of been pointless. Like, Shane McMahon's made him look like an idiot. He's called him stupid week in, week out. Shane sweats his way to victory. He's right. I don't know. Maybe there'll be some like goofy finish, like Braun will power slam Shane off the top of the steel cage, down through Elias and Gunner, but somehow Shane's feet will touch the ground first, and they'll do it again in a symphony of destruction handicap match at Extreme Rules. I don't know. But no, Braun. You know, the lesson that you want to teach is Reigns beats Braun, but Braun should beat Shane. Plain and simple. Then we have got the Raw Tag Team Championship match between your boys, the New Day, and Badman Alan Jones and the debuting Colossus Omos. Yeah, AJ Styles and Omos got this. It's Omos' first match. He's a beast. I don't see him not picking up a win in his first match on the Mania stage. I think Kofi and Woods will sell like crazy for the big old Colossus, and I think it'll be a great match. But ultimately, I think Badman Alan Jones and his big friendly giant friend are going to win and walk away with the Raw Tag Team Championships. Take my word for it. It's going to be too sweet. They're not in business anymore, but they are to me, damn it. We have the WWE title match between the almighty Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Honestly, as much as I love Lashley, I just see this going to Drew. I think WWE just wants to give Drew a title win in front of a live crowd. The opportunity he didn't get last year because of damn Corona. Yeah, Drew's going to pick up the win. And then the night one main event. It is the Smackdown Women's Championship match pitching the boss, Sasha Banks, against the Women's Royal Rumble winner, Bianca Belair. And with all the hype and all the build-up and all the momentum she has going into this match, I see this being the night for the Fresh Princess Belair. I think we're going to have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. I don't think it's going to hurt Sasha at all to put over the fresh talent here, and I think that's the right call to make, and I hope that's where we go. But that takes us up to WrestleMania Night 2. On Night 2, we have the Women's Tag Team Championship match. The winners of the Gauntlet #1 contender match versus Shania. Now, as I was saying, I think on Night 1 that Lana and Naomi are going to take the win on Night 1. I also think they'll take the win on Night 2. You know, kick things off, let people feel good from the get-go. But I do also think that this will lead to the immediate breakup of Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Reginald will probably have something to do with it. He'll probably do some flippy-dippy Cirque du Soleil shiznit and cost his team the win, and they'll then split either immediately or on Raw, because the last few months, these two have been coming out like united. They've had one entrance. As of last week, they're coming out one by one, and I think that's a big telegraph. And you know what? It's a good thing. Split them up, put them back in the main title picture, and then totally separate the women's tag titles and the women's singles titles. They don't need to intermingle all the time. Tell other stories, please, WWE. I know you're stealing your ideas from my life and my PlayStation. So, yeah, just simple. Tag division, singles divisions, separate, good. Do it. We have the match of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn as friendships crumble. And Logan Paul may or may not be in the house. I don't want to call two bullshits in a row, and these matches might not necessarily go one after the other, but I think Sami Zayn is going to win this with probably some bullshit from Logan Paul. He can continue to be delusional and KO. Get him beaten at Extreme Rules. Yeah, I don't know, unless Logan Paul is face and he helps KO because Sami Zayn's really annoying. I don't know. Maybe the annoying ginger dude will get a win. Maybe the portly gentleman with a beard will come out victorious. Who knows? We'll see. But my money is on Sami Zayn. We got the US title match versus Sheamus versus Matt Riddle the most annoying guy in the WWE today. And you think, me being me, I should probably like Matt Riddle, but he's too on the nose, and he just grinds my gears. So I am saying Sheamus takes the win, and I really hope he just kicks his head clear off his shoulders, and we don't see him again for a while. Not injured, just just take him off the telly. Find a new gimmick for him to do. He's boring and annoying, and you seem to be pushing that fact because every time he talks to someone backstage, they find him annoying and they leave. New things from Matt Riddle, please. We have the Nigerian drum fight for the WWE Intercontinental Championship between Big E and Apollo. I've really liked the build to this match. I've really liked what they've done with Apollo and his new gimmick. And with that in mind, Apollo needs to win this match because if he doesn't, what's the point in any of this? His new character is really good. It's one of the better things on Smackdown. I think there are still loose ends and angles there that they need to kind of tie up and address, like when he was sat with Roman a few weeks ago. Apollo's been great lately. He's been on fire. Let him have a run with the IC title, even if it's a short one, and that's the way that should go. And we got some spooky bullshit. I love spooky bullshit though, and it's The Fiend, probably with Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton. Yeah, not much of a drama-y build to this prediction. It's going to go to The Fiend. It's got it really, hasn't it? Raw Women's Championship, Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. Asuka, you've been getting a little taste of the old Asuka, like beat him up, take no nonsense, kick ass and take names. And then you got Rhea Ripley, who had a better build to WrestleMania last time. We don't acknowledge that because this is her first time on Raw, or maybe they should have just said first time as part of the Raw roster. But honestly, I think the build on this has been a bit weird. I'm not sure why they've made her a face out of nowhere. No, she's the heel out of nowhere. It could have just been, big strong new face versus Empress that runs the place. But that match right there should go to Rhea Ripley because last year didn't need to go to Charlotte. Yeah, you got a new star, you're bringing her in, making her a fuss. Give her a big shiny belt at WrestleMania. And then the main event, of course, is for the Universal WWE Championship. It is a triple threat match between Edge, Daniel Bryan, and the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. This could go any way. These guys have had a great story going into this match. Three guys who have come back from career-ending scenarios. The next situations with Bryan Edge, literally beating cancer and leukemia with Roman Reigns. Now these guys have the big match on the main stage they deserve. Giving it to Edge could be good. I imagine he'd like one last run with the strap in his like Legends run. Daniel Bryan, is he going to repeat WrestleMania 30? Maybe not. Honestly, my head says Edge, but my heart says Roman Reigns. I think the big dog is going to retain. I think he is going to probably hold on to this belt all the way until WrestleMania next year, when he can get his ass whipped by his cousin, the Great One, The Rock. Because, as if they're not trying to do Rock versus Roman Reigns when WrestleMania returns to Hollywood next year. That's just money. Yeah, you could put the belt on Edge, have him fight some different people for a bit, drop it to Reign at SummerSlam, or even as late as Survivor Series. But I think just Roman Reigns being this head of the table, this tribal chief, this unstoppable force, he could do a good long title run, and as long as his shtick doesn't get stale, it could be good. Because there is still another Russo to bring back into the fold, and then that'll make the dynamic different and interesting. Like, will they immediately gel back into a tag team, or will Jay want to be like, "Oh, I'm main event Jay," or loads of stories to tell. So if for no other reason, I think that the main event win on night 2 of WrestleMania will go to the big dog, Roman Reigns. So that's it. In a nutshell, those are my WrestleMania Smackdown night 1 and night 2 predictions. I will be back on Monday with Last Week in Wrestling, taking the Raw Before Mania all the way up to and through WrestleMania Night 2. And then as a week on Wednesday, it'll be Wednesday to Wednesday, starting with AEW. That will be PTV 99 on Monday, followed by PTV 100, Avengers, maybe the end of Hawkeye's campaign on Thursday. But until then, I love you all, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it. But for right now, Py's out. Peace out, lights out.